Guys, we are back for season 4 of Solekted TV. Can you believe it? We've got Hbkickzz in the house. What's going on?
All good. Glad to be here.
Welcome to Solekted.
Kicking off season 4.
Kicking off season 4. Like I said, no pressure. I think I always say that in the premiere, that it's kind of setting a tone in it. But I thought let's start strong this season. I thought you're the kind of the perfect person to have in the seat. How are you? How's it been?
I'm
How you been going?
I'm good. Yeah, really good. Thanks. It's been a busy year. Busy year
already, guys. We're only in what, April?
It's only crazy.
April just started and it's already been crazy. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So we're gonna go by Hass today. Is that okay?
We're gonna go by Hass.
Cool.
Today, yeah.
That's amazing. Cool. So Hass, of course, tell us about yourself and how did you get into sneakers?
It's a bit of a long story, really, but
we're here for
shorten it down for you.
We're here for the stories. We love the story on Solekted.
Cool. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah. So I'm from Tottenham. Just in case no one knows, born and raised in N17. Pretty much grew up around the whole street culture.
Okay.
I'd say. Went to a school where it was like really multicultural, and loads of influences and stuff. And I was always influenced by street culture.
Yep.
So I'm a huge Nike fanboy, so I always grew up around people wearing Nikes around me, the adverts, the Jordans, and everything else. I grew up around that era, early 90s, so it was a big influence on me. So seeing my elders in all these shoes and stuff that were coming out at the time, I was like, wow, that looks amazing. Like, I've got to get myself a pair. But you know, it was like we never had the internet back then. I know it's strange, right? We didn't have internet back then, but I'll go way back. So it was like I guess it was like influences from like celebrities, like I said, Jordan and everyone else, basketball players, sports stars, this, that and the other. Advertisement back in the 90s was crazy. If you think advertisement is good today, go back to the 90s. It was wild, because the only thing we had was like TV and magazines. And when we used to look at like the TV and watch the adverts, look at the stuff in the magazines, it was like amazing to us. So, and we had catalogues as well.
Oh yeah,
can't forget the catalogues.
If you was in catalogue,
I was looking at all the trainers in the catalogue. It was like, shall I order it? Shall I not? But, so a massive, period of time for me around that era as well. Tottenham was an area that was hugely sort of encapsulated in street culture, streetwear, this, that and the other. So I grew up around that, and as funny as it might sound, I never got exactly what I wanted. So there was a lot of stuff I wanted, but I couldn't get. I had to sort of wait for birthdays or special days where it was like, what would you like? And I was like, I kind of want these. Where can we get these for you? Like, it's like, well, I know someone that knows someone that can sort of get it, but it was so from a very young age I sort of grew up around it, and then here we are today. Like, as soon as I got myself a job, money started rolling in and everything else, it was like, okay, cool, I can pick up a couple of things that I've always wanted, and gradually just got into building up a collection of some sort, not only shoes but sort of clothing, things like that as well. So it's been a long few years coming.
Come on. Was there a particular pair? I always ask this question. Was there a particular pair that you saw like early, as early as you can remember, that made you think, this is why I love it, or this is what got you into kind of the love for shoes?
Yeah, look, funny enough, I mean, you've got a pair of Air Trainer Huaraches on. Cortez, shout out Cortez.
Come on.
Clint, doing your thing.
Trust me.
For me, back in the early 90s, it was the Air Trainer Huarache. Now, when those come out, the black pair come out, my God, that was that was like my first love of shoes. It was like, only like a few select kids in my school had them, and I was like, where, who got you these? But then there was like sort of wider release and all that, and back then you could go into a shop, you can buy stuff. So it was easy. It weren't like, you had to enter raffles and stuff. But I'd say the Air Trainer Huarache, early 90s, I think it was like 91, 92. as far back as I can remember. I was only about 10, so yeah, we're going way back, I know.
Come on.
But yeah, man, I just love the whole look. I love the strap going across
the
laces, and back then it was like the translucent strap as well, and I was like, oh, I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Wow, I've got to have these, man. They're so cool. And eventually, I did get a pair. I think it was my birthday. I can't quite remember, but I remember absolutely busting them up playing football. I
think everyone did. Everyone mashed it up, playing out and all of that. Exactly. Like we all just beat up the trainers.
As long as you had them on feet, it didn't matter. I was in them every single day. Every single day. Those were the only shoes I had, apart from maybe a couple of others that I really cherished. And, that was the one where it was like, come on. I'm a Nike fanboy.
No, absolutely. I think I'm wearing the Air Trainers today. Like these, I think my era of like first loving them, they were like in the sort of the early 2000s. So when these came sort of back round, the Air Trainers, I remember we used to like put thicker laces in them. I think I got a pair from like JD Sports, like these black and white. Listen, I could be here all day talking about them. So,
memories.
Not to digress, but when Cortez did bring these back out, first the shock, because I thought, no, like this pair had not been seen in so many years, crazy. And it just took me back to like my teenage years, like massively.
100%.
Big nostalgia. When everyone talks about 95s or sort of 110s or whatever it is, that they talk about pairs that they, tailwinds, or certain pairs that really kind of take them back, like Huaraches, things like TNs. Obviously people know I love my TNs, are the pairs that I remember vividly from like my teenage, that were like regular. I'm not someone that likes a massive variety. I think with age, like I've broadened my horizons a little bit.
Overreached.
But then like when I was in my teenage, I was very set on like, no, it's either that or this or that. Like there wasn't too much variation going on, and this was one trainer that I thought, so when these kind of came out again, all three colorways. Listen, I thought, no, I'm not messing around. Even for the fact that he was given the opportunity to bring these back, I didn't waste any time. Like, in there, however possible. Like, I'm never really someone that is like waiting on the website like heavy like that or any.
But these you had to.
These I had to. I had to. I was calling the troops. You guys know who you are. You guys know who you are that helped me obtain these pairs. So definitely with you on the Huarache trainer, as you can probably tell. We're keeping to traditions. Obviously, season 4, we continue as we are. We've been going from season 1. We're going to keep going with it now. I can already see it in the corner of my eye. Last season, guys, I was talking about, it's my favourite shoe of the season. And the heat that came last season, after a while, I think I was saying that after like every episode. So I'm going to keep my mouth zipped, although it's very, very hard. I'm going to get you to grab your special pair, and I just want you to show the people what you bought today. Like I said, guys, we're going in hard this season. Explain to the people what pair you bought with you. Ooh.
So, as you can see, these are P-Rod What the Dunks. You can't really miss these, can you? Let's be honest.
You can't.
You could probably see them a mile out, but these are 2021 releases, guys, and
crazy.
Fresh pair, and believe it or not, I've only had these for 2 months.
Crazy.
Fresh, crisp pair.
Wait, 2 months?
2 months.
No, you're gonna have to talk to me. You're gonna have to. We want to know. We want answers.
Okay. So I'm a huge fan of Nike SBs. Ever since Pigeon Dunks and everything else, Jeff Staple, I became a huge fan and started buying SB Dunks here and there, and now I've got probably somewhere in the region of 30 to 40, maybe more, but I've had to cull some GRs and stuff, and kept a few others. But these, when they released in 2011, I took a massive L, so it was like, not cool, Nike, not cool. But P-Rod, if no one knows, huge influential figure with Nike, champion skateboarder and everything else. He had a multi-shoe deal with them. Before he actually released these pairs, he probably had somewhere in the region of like 10 to 11 pairs already sort of like done and dusted. So to commemorate that, what he did was he said, do you know what, I'm gonna mash up all those 10 pairs and bring each one's individual element to these shoes, which is exactly what he did. So every part of this shoe is taken from other shoes that he's produced, which is quite clever.
Yeah.
So not only is this guy a champion skateboarder, but like his way of thinking is elite as well. To release these at the time, it was everyone was trying to get a pair of these.
Yeah, crazy so release.
If you can see it, I mean, amazing. Each shoe are different. They've got different panels.
Details.
All the swooshes. So you've got 4 swooshes. They're all different. You know, the panels on the back, the heel tab, everything is different, but they look great.
Even the lace options are
it's amazing. So with these, I think you get 3 or 4 different lace options as well.
Mad.
And if you're an SB head, you probably have loads of laces anyway. Ooh. But so the reason why I've only had these 2 months, right? As you know, I took it out at the time. Resale on these, brand new, you're looking at, especially in my size, 8.5 to 9. You're probably looking at £500 to £600.
Crazy.
And then used, you're looking probably, depending on condition, 350, 450. So
crazy money regardless.
You know what? Yeah. With so much coming out and stuff, not only this year but previous years, I'm thinking I've got to put it on the back burner. Put it on the back burner, and it's like I really wanted these. These are like my grails and everything else. So a month and a half ago.
Okay.
Shout out to Route 1, by the way. Route 1 skate shop in London. They released a private raffle for members, like a VIP raffle.
Okay.
A one-time raffle for their VIP members to earn a chance to buy these for retail. Wow. So on a busy day at work, okay, I'm like checking my email quickly, just a quick minute, see what's going on. If I pull the W from somewhere. Yeah. You know, why not?
We look for them W's.
So I see Route 1 pop up. I'm like, okay, what's this about?
Yeah.
Raffle. Okay, what's the raffle for? Okay, what the pool? I'm like, what's going on? What the So you had to be like quite quick, because I think they put a window on it as well. So busy day at work, I'm like, no, I've got to do this. Listen, I'm going to the toilet quickly, just give me 2 minutes. So I rush off into the toilet, right? I go to the toilet, quickly put my details in, this. Finish work, I think it was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening, checking my emails again, and then boom, there's a W there. I was like, what?
That's mad.
I couldn't believe it. Like my grail of grails, over the last 5 years, and I was like, and I picked them up for £95 in case anyone's wondering. So £95 was
when
the
he
retail.
said retail, he meant retail, guys.
Exactly. Not resale, retail. Okay, so not only was it a dub, but it was a dub. Like it was a big dub. So yeah. That was the story behind these. Like a month and a half ago, managed to pick up my grails for retail, £95. I mean, when does that ever happen? Like, it's crazy. I was going to say,
when you turned up, I was thinking these look fresh. Like,
yeah. I thought you was going to pick that. But so these have. It was like a full circle moment, you know, because I really wanted these at the time, and it was like, you know, I was like, I'm gonna have to move on from it. I took the L, but it is what it is.
We always do, yeah.
And then when that email was just like a set of circumstances that culminated in sort of me being able to get these, you know, jetting off to the toilet, put the entry in.
Listen, I would have said anything at this point. I would have said, look, my car alarm's going off.
Something's going on.
I left the toaster on at home. Like I'm doing the most. Because it was worth it. I have to just, guys, these are. I was saying to Has before we started, like the people that I see have them, they're always kind of like distance people from a distance, or I see people like. So I've never been able to really kind of look at them up close and personal before. This is the first time I like see them in hand and stuff. Like, sorry, I'm just crazy pair, but like I'm not saying anything about my favorite special pair this season, but you started we started strong. You guys know what you're doing. It's all right. So Has, I not created, it's probably something similar out there, however we're gonna claim it, created a little game last season called This or That. So for those that are first time watching, or for those that have seen already, This or That. So I'm gonna throw out some random comparisons to you, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna choose which one you prefer.
Let's do it.
Yeah, you up for the challenge?
Let's do it.
Let's go. We're going season 4 premiere. Let's go.
Come on.
So the first one I've got is Air Max 95s, the pink foams or the neons.
It's a hard one.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be easy.
I'm teasing. It's gotta be the neons.
Neons?
Sorry, Kim K, but
Listen, I don't even want to go into that. Like, the pink phones were here before, Kim K. I'm just gonna. But hey ho, we get it.
Yeah, 100%.
Neons.
I love the pink foams, but it's got to be neons.
Got to be the neons. Cool. Next one I've got is the Air Max 1 chlorophyll patters, or the Supreme, any colorway, Supreme Air Max 1s.
No, it's got to be the pattern chlorophylls.
Pattern chlorophylls? Yeah.
100% all day long.
Okay. The Cortez Air Max 95s, any colorway, or the Amar Manier Air Max 95s, first ones.
The OGs, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this one. I knew you was going to get me.
I know. You know what, guys? Everyone knows I pre their page, so I'm going to do and press certain buttons to confuse them.
Any colorway of the Cortez?
Any colorway of the Cortez.
You know what? I love Amar Manier, right? I've got to go with my boy Clint.
Okay.
Come on.
Which colorway? Which colorway is standing out to you?
For me, the pink ones.
Okay. Next one we've got, again on Cortez, we've got the Gully Grey Air Hirachis or the Onyx Hirachis. Or some people call them the Pony. I don't know why they call it the Pony, probably because of the fabric, but yeah, they're officially called the Onyx.
It's got to be the Gully Greys.
Gully Greys, yeah.
Password was Gully Grey.
Yeah.
You remember?
He's not letting the password off.
Memory.
You're saying it like we can still get it through the password.
Yeah, well,
oh, that's too funny.
But, you know.
Next one I've got is the Nike SB Dunk Low Verdes or the Nike SB Dunk Low Future Laboratories. Let's go.
What is this lady?
Let's go. I told you season 4 and take no prisoners.
No, I can't even. Can I phone a friend or something?
No. There's no phone a friend. There's no 50-50. None of that.
Vistis, like I like once in a while.
Yeah.
But the Futuras, you can rock anytime you want.
Okay.
So I'll give it to them.
So you went for versatility on that one?
I went for. I had to.
Yeah.
I had to. You cornered me.
Yeah. So you had to find something to. I get it. Next one we've got is the Nigel Sylvester's AJ4 bricks or the Black Cement 3s.
It's got to be the bricks.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the black cements. I love them. We've had so many releases of them now.
Yeah.
Classic. Absolute classic.
I tried to do like the classic against the kind of popping right now.
You know, look, as I said, I love it. But the Nigel, it's the brick by bricks.
Yeah.
It tells its own story now. And I think it's going to be a classic in its own right. So I would say those over the black cements.
Okay, cool, tidy. Brand wise, Saucony or A6?
Saucony.
100%. Next one we've got Travis Scott Low Reverse Olives or the Travis Scott Phantoms.
I'm not really a huge fan of like black shoes.
Yeah, nor am I.
For me, I've got to give it to the reverse olives.
Reverse olives. Yeah,
can't a bit of colour, man.
Can't skip that with the pink lace. Ooh.
Oh man.
Cool. Next one I've got is the Foamposite Galaxies or the Black Metallic Jordan 5s.
Oh, you're killing me with this. You've been checking my Insta, innit?
I told you guys I'll be pre-ing the page. I'm just trying to hear. Just trying to hear what your preferences are.
I'm gonna go versatility.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go J5 Black Metallics.
Okay.
But I've got to give huge props to the Foamposites.
Yeah.
Oh my
classic. God. Well, that was your this or that, guys. Wow. If you agree with us, get in those comments. If you didn't agree, well, let us know. If we can, I'm just gonna get you if you can. Top 3. So if we're talking top 3 releases so far, I know we already know what's coming. We've seen so many, calendars and things from all types of brands in terms of what's coming up. If from the pairs that you've kind of bought this year or seen, even if you haven't copped this year that much, what would you say are like your kind of top 3? I know I'm putting you on the spot because we have already started this year on a mad team. Definitely. That's all I'm going to say. This year, I feel sorry for all of our pockets because it's already looking insane. My pockets already had it, but it's part of the game. But what would you say so far, if you can think of like your top 3 from any brand?
Did you say top 5?
I'll say, top 5 will be here all day, guys. We're gonna top 3 because we will be here all day. So top three so far this year.
Okay, so I'll start from number 3. Yeah. Okay, so number 3 for me has got to be the Union Jordan 1. Jordan 1s.
Okay.
Like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those are.
Wow. I mean, absolute bangers.
Those are neat.
Even more sweet. Neat. I got the dub on sneakers. I got the early access. So I never get early access, but for some reason this year, Nike's trying to sort of keep me on that leash. Like just dangling that carrot saying, we're still giving you stuff.
yeah.
But look, absolutely phenomenal shoes in hand.
Really?
Like, you see the pictures, and then you have them in hand, and then it just, like, not many shoes do that, but it blows you away because of how the materials look, but also how the materials feel in hand. It's so soft, so buttery. Like,
How do you feel about them? So I know that they were a release from, I think, what was it, 2019 they were a release, and at the time it was like, you know, again, another insane pair that people were taking L's on. The resale on those, for anyone that was still like had them on like their wish list or as a grow or whatever it was, the resale on them was insane. I'm talking, I looked probably the week before release and they were still sitting in the 1,000 range, right? 800s, 700s. They were in the top end of the high hundreds. Now they've re-released them, and it seemed that a lot more people this time round got their hands on them. So there was so many places that were raffling them, you know, through Offspring, through, you know, Sneakers app, etc., EAs. How do you feel about that? So when you look at a pair that has had so much, you know, so much resale and so much like high value, and then like go and re-release it, which we're finding that they're doing with a lot of pairs, do you feel like, because there have been some, you know, to back and forth in that sense, and pros and cons with these re-releases, in terms of a sense of like, I want to know what kind of side you're on. So some people, I feel, when I look at comments and when I look at conversations that are happening out there, some people are all for the re-release, thinking, yes, you know, everyone should have a chance to have this shoe, it was such a great shoe. And then there's the other side where people are like, are you kind of diminishing how special the shoe was because you are now re-releasing something that was almost kind of looked at as like, if you had that, you were elite. Yeah. So how do you kind of look at it? What's your kind of, or is it a completely different opinion?
No, first of all, what dictates that shoe is a growl? Is it because it's a shoe that you want to actually wear, or is it the price tag? And I think that's what people need to sort of differentiate on.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
And I'm on the side of, you know, if the people want to eat, then let the people eat.
I like that one. Yeah.
So for me, I don't really care whether, you know, people are worried about, oh, my shoes are going to depreciate in value, or they're not going to be as exclusive as it was. For me, right, the exclusivity will always be there on the original pairs, because they were the OG pairs. Right? But if you're more worried about how much your shoes depreciated, then for me that's not really a part of the culture. But for me, the culture is, you know, we're passionate about shoes. We're passionate about things that we put on our feet to wear, to admire, to appreciate. Things that, you know, mean something to us in terms of, you know, the stories and the emotions that it holds. Okay, so, you know, I'm of the side that, you know, shoes should be made available for people that want them. You know, I'm not saying everyone's going to get them, but it gives everyone a fair shot.
100.
I mean, the shoes on my feet right now, I mean, again, that sparked most of the conversation about...
What you got? Let's see.
So I've got the
I don't know if you guys can see that on camera.
I've got the Wu-Tang Dunks on feet today. So, yeah, these, when they were released late last year, obviously they caused a lot of controversy because, as we know, the Wu-Tangs were released in 99 off the back of a successful group called Wu-Tang, as we know. Shout out to Wu-Tang.
Come on.
But yeah, those pairs were going for stupid money, like 23, 24k, because there was less than 100 produced, supposedly. And then when they said we're going to reproduce them this year, people were like, oh my god. I mean, last year. They were like, oh my god, no way. These are, you know, grail status, they can't be re-released, you know, it's going to make a mockery of the originals and stuff. Well, look, I can tell you, like, people in the culture and the community don't really care about that. You know, people want stuff that they've sort of yearned for from back in the day. Like for me, when I saw Wu-Tang, grew up listening to Wu-Tang, absolutely sick, and when they brought out the shoes, I was like, oh my god, like, I've got to have those. I've got to have those. And the fact that I couldn't get them, and the fact that it was like, these are never going to be released to anyone else, you know, this, that and the other, I was like, that's a bit like, can't be having that, like, what's going on? Like,
it's like people are either attached to the feeling of being one of the few, or the feeling of like, no, everyone should have it. Like, and I feel like I said, when I look out there and I see what everyone's kind of saying, those are the kind of two main groups that I see people fall into. So it's a bit of a weird one, because even when the Wu-Tang's re-released, didn't really hear too much noise about it. Like, you hear the noise or the conversation about, oh my god, but in terms of how many people actually bought them, no. There were people complaining about the quality of them. There were people complaining that it's not going to be the same, or it kind of kills that whole legacy of why the shoe was special in the first place. It's all a bit strange, because I think that so a lot of the times there's a lot of kick and fuss about, oh my god, I wish I had my hands on these, why are we feeding resellers, you know, the value of the shoe is so much, to buy at resale. And then when it gets made available at retail, like, I literally went to an event where they said, if you want a pair, go and queue up. And there's people that didn't do that, and it's like, but if this disappears, and it's that point you make about, are they basing it based on the value of it? When it disappears now, that shoe can disappear again for another 10 years, and now you've got, you know, a special pair that people are then crying for, and then it's just a vicious cycle again. So I think it's just, again, we ain't got enough screen time for that one, but,
we don't, but we pretty much know what we're trying to say.
So that was number 3. Sorry, we went off on a tangent. Number 2, what's your number 2?
Number 2, coming hot on the heels of the Jordan 1 Unions, is the Nigel Sylvester
bricks,
brick by bricks. Okay, so the brick by bricks, as you all know, massive marketing on this.
Crazy.
This year, absolutely amazing. Might add, Nigel Sylvester mentioned me in one of his comments.
Oh wow, come on.
A couple of months ago, which I was really happy about. But shout out to Nigel Sylvester, because this guy is absolutely nailing it at the moment. He's killing it. I mean, Travis Scott, we thought no one's going to topple Travis Scott, but this guy is going toe to toe at the moment.
He's doing his big one.
What he's producing, the storytelling behind these shoes, the brick by bricks, amazing story, you know, of how he's building his career, like brick by brick, how he's built himself up. What an amazing story. And it's all off the back of the RM4s that he released last year. Grandma's Driveway, and then he had the Concrete, I think it was, outside. And then now to release the SB4, now to release the Jordan 4 brick by bricks, absolutely amazing.
You know what I like about the feel of that particular release? It gives me the same feeling that I tend to get from like Manières, A-Man Manières. A-Man Manières for me are like top level in terms of when it comes to storytelling behind the shoe. I'm not, everyone knows, or most people that know me know, I'm not a massive Jordan 4 person. Never have. I'm a whatever shoe is comfortable for me. I don't find those particularly comfortable most of the time. No matter what size I've tried sizing up, sizing down, they just always kind of feels a little bit uncomfortable for me. So I don't have a massive amount of Jordan 4s, nor do I really kind of, you know, seek out them too much. But something about those, I was like, nah, I need these. Like, I don't know if it was the color, I don't know if it's the story. I think all of it combined. And I think part of the reason was also I really liked the RM, the green ones, but they didn't come in my size range. You know, small foot gang, we're still here riding. So obviously I'm on the smaller end when it comes to sizing. So I believe those only came out from size 6 and up. So that's a myth for me. So yeah, I was really excited that this, you know, this Jordan 4 pair came out in the full size range. Love the color. I'm a color person. Love the fabric. Love the texture of the shoe. If you do have that shoe, you will know exactly what I'm talking about with the detail on that shoe, the boxing, the everything, packaging as well. Everything was really, really, truly amazing about that shoe. Now I'm interested to hear what your number 1 is. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really kind of now I want to hear number 1.
All right, so we'll move on from Nigel. Shout out to Nigel.
Shout out Nigel. Great shoe.
So number 1 is a recent pickup.
Okay.
As recent as last week, and he's one of the holy grails of shoes.
Okay.
And that is the Air Max 95 OG Neon.
Ooh, okay.
Now, if you're an Air Max head, you can appreciate this. I can appreciate. Some people aren't really Air Max heads. But that shoe signifies a lot of things to me. You know, to its early release first release from back in the day in '95. Sergio Lozano brought the shoe out. You know, I was only a young kid at the time as well. And I was like, wow, wow, what is this? It looks like it's futuristic.
Yeah.
Futuristic. And if there was ever a shoe that sort of, you know, told the story of the whole street culture in London and everything else, 95s, especially those ones, are a big part of it. Massive part of it. Or what people call 110s.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. But for me, I'm just really, in some ways, I'm a bit upset that it wasn't a wider release, because I really feel it's a shoe that everyone should have. It should be available. It's a significant shoe in the culture, and it should, in my opinion, be available to everyone. But alas, here we are. 10,000 pairs released, so to speak. And I was lucky enough to hit a pair from Offspring.
Come on, Offspring.
Thank you very much. Love the family, love the community. Bless up as always. But what a pair. Honestly, I remember I put a shoe on feet on the same day I picked up, and it was that same feeling I had from the very first pair.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's crazy. Again, it sounds so bad. I'm saying I don't like this, I don't like that. I've not always been the biggest 95 head, but I can really appreciate those. And for those that do love, you know, Air Maxes or 95s, 110s, I get it and I completely understand it. It is such a classic colorway. It's one of those things where even if you're not into trainers and people were to describe like a color of a trainer, like those are the kind of, they would describe, you know, neon. I've heard people say like, oh, you know, those 95s that are neon, or you know, and for those that people, you know, those people that not really into trainers like that, I feel like that's one of those with certain silhouettes, there's certain staple pairs. I'm not gonna lie, although I sit here and say I'm not really into the 95s, I'm not gonna lie, I'm waiting for them pink foams though.
I was just gonna say,
waiting for the pink foams though. Waiting for the pink foams though. So I'm not gonna contradict myself too much with not liking 95s. But yeah, I completely understand. Shout out and big you up for winning a pair of those. If it is like you said, I know there was this big thing about it being super limited. Then you know, massive W there. You're all with the W's. You're W in the room, guys. But what's kind of next for you? Anything? I always like, again, those last season I started like looking for exclusives. I want to get like, I know probably can't give too much away, but is there anything coming up that not everyone knows about?
I'm looking to sort of reach out and do a bit of youth work.
Okay.
And I'm trying to sort of branch out a bit and talk to people from different industries, whether that be clothing brands, or maybe even, you know, celebrities, things like that, people with good stories and stuff that could sort of influence the younger generation, people who sort of think, you know, my life's not going in the right direction. I want those people to sort of look at others and think, oh, inspiration, now I want to sort of do something about it. So that's something that I'm looking to do, but that's going to be a bit of a long-term project that, you know, I'm still trying to, you know, connect all the dots and talk to the right people and stuff.
We've come to the end of the premiere. We have come to the end of the premiere. I know we could be here all day. I could tell when I'm going to have a good conversation, and I know we could be here all day. But it's been absolutely amazing having you on as the first guest for season 4. Come on, please do share your socials. Make sure you follow Has on all his socials. So if you want to share your socials with everyone.
So mostly you can catch me on Instagram, Hbkickzz. That's with 2 Z's at the bottom. Most of my work goes on there, and I've got other links on there as well. Catch me on a Tuesday night podcast show. Come on. With Life of a Broski. That's the name of the channel.
Make sure you guys follow Mr. Hbkickzz on all of his socials. Guys, we've come to the end. I have been your favourite host, CREPERELLA. Make sure you follow myself, CREPERELLA with 2 A's, on Instagram. Follow myself on TikTok. Make sure you guys follow the Solekted page. Get in those comments. What did you think about this or that? Do you agree with some of our choices? I think we mostly agreed. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and ring that notification so you never miss another episode. And we will catch you on the next one. Peace.